Penalty on the return means that the Ticats start at their own 20. Masoli beat the Argos in the Eastern semifinal in November and ran for 58 yards in that game. Mobile quarterback, short drop, and into the hands of Luke Tasker, catch at the 25.
May be the best safety in the Canadian Football League.
And of course the guy running that defense, the veteran Rich Stubler. Second and 4, and the quarterback option, Masoli, holds on to the football after faking to Banks and runs for another first down.
Well, this is an element that Kent Austin can utilize when it comes to Jeremiah Masoli, and that's to use his athletic ability. First of all, he's a guy who doesn't get fazed by much, but they can use him as a dual threat athlete. In other words, he's not just going to sit back there in that pocket. You mentioned it off the top, Chris. He's going to be able to run that zone read play, whether it's to Brandon Banks.
98 yards and a touchdown in the last preseason game against Ottawa. 2012 MOP, 2nd and 10. Masoli throws and it's complete. And Andy Fantuz has the catch. Here the Ticats 2 and 5 without Caleros. 2nd and 10. Masoli flushed, throwing deep, man open, and it's a touchdown! Andy Fantuz plays the ricochet off the hands of Isaiah Green.
Amazing when a coach tells you that one player in particular he brings to your attention has had a very good camp. He's a veteran, but he wanted to bring up, Kent Austin, the fact that Andy Fantuz had a great camp, looks confident, injury-free, good focus after the tip by Isaiah Green, who just kind of lost the ball after he thought he knocked it down, and Fantuz keeps the focus. Touchdown, Hamilton.
A couple of injury-shortened seasons for CJ, and now on 2nd and 4, pass is complete, and it's Luke Tasker with another Ticat first down. Gabriel, another tackle for the Argos.
Concern for Hamilton fans have been the Zach Caleros injury and how will Jeremiah Masoli play. Now he's had good field position to work with, so that takes a little bit of the pressure off, but I like how composed he is. His eyes are downfield when he scrambles. Nothing's phasing him right now. He's had a few times where he's been flushed out of the pocket, and that's when he hit Andy Fantuz for a touchdown. 5-7, pretty good start.
Great start. 136 yards passing in a quarter and a half last week against Ottawa. Takes a shot. Tasker open. Touchdown. There is a flag in the backfield, and it's a holding call that's going to bring this back. Ticats got stopped a couple of times. Short yardage, but there's a big stop. Terrence Tolliver has again. Terrell Sinkfield, who had a big year, headed to the National Football League with the Minnesota Vikings. 2nd and 5, Masoli. Open man, and it's Fantuz with a catch, and another Ticat first down.
7 broken noses, and dental cosmetic surgery makes a difference now.
Great to have you here, Joe, and hope you can stick with us for a while. There's Jeremiah Masoli, and a flag will be tossed there on a penalty against the Argos, and discipline's been an issue here in the early going for Toronto.
Of course, Warren Moon was one. Yep. Doug Flutie had a tremendous career up here with the Argonauts as well. I think when you really stop and think about how you play this game, longevity is
his starter. Joaquim Cato will back him up, and Drew Willie back.
Jeremiah Masoli, 8 for 12, 95 yards, and a little sidearm toss there. Short yardage to Tasker.
And this group's got to try and change the momentum here a little bit, maybe with a turnover.
Yet to register a 2 and out into the hands of Banks on the hitch. Look out! Slowed up, but Banks has a first down. Won Grey Cups as a coach and a star on the field, Pinball Clements. Andy Fantuz has a touchdown tonight and a first down here. Corey Greenwood brings him down after 12. We may have to have a recount on that top 50. Here's Tasker over the middle, and Corey Greenwood there with the tackle. Jeremiah Masoli leading the Ticat offense onto the field for the first time here in the second half with a big lead. Masoli back to work. That catch made by Chad Owens. second and 4. 4 receivers near side. Masoli looking that way. Wide open, Luke Tasker. And Tasker into Argo territory at the 34-yard line.
Keon Raymond was caught here between a rock and a hard place, and he had to make a decision as Masoli scrambles and breaks outside the pocket. Keon Raymond had to make the quick choice as to whether or not he would take Masoli or would he cover the receiver he had. There's Keon Raymond. Watch how Masoli comes out of the backfield here, and he's going to get caught. He's got to take his man, Luke Tasker, or does he go after the quarterback? He sees there's no contain on Masoli, so he goes after him, and he throws it behind him.
Little shovel inside to Owens, and he gets tripped up quickly by Justin Hickman, the former Ticat. Tasker with 5 catches, 59 yards so far tonight.
That's a big play by Jeremiah Masoli after the momentum had shifted and back-to-back touchdowns to Hazelton and Ricky Ray. Masoli watches that on the sideline. Good quarterbacks bounce back. They needed a big one. They got it. Now let's see if they can finish the drive.
Second and long here. And it gets loud at BMO. Argo show blitz. Here they come. Masoli over the middle, and Van Toos is open and should have the first down as he stretched out. Dallas Miles in for McFadden at middle linebacker. 1st and 10 Ticats. And into the flat, complete to Banks. Brought down quickly by Owusu-Ansah. 6 yards for Banks. Final minute here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down, a pump from Masoli, and he's got Banks in the corner. Touchdown! Speedy B as Masoli with the pump and go is on target.
What an answer. Boy, that builds confidence in a young Jeremiah Masoli. Wins the job out of camp. Started out great in this football game. 1st quarter looked very good. And it's been in a bit of a lull, kind of plateaued through the 2nd and 3rd quarter, and Ray got some momentum with 2 touchdown throws. But what an answer by Jeremiah Masoli. Comes out, makes that play to Luke Tasker, and then finishes the drive with a touchdown throw to Banks.
And a little redemption for Banks after coughing up the fumble. 7 plays, 72 yards in 3:59.
Just runs a straight go route, and Owusu-Ansah over here is going to look at Masoli when he should be in the deep outside 3rd covering Brandon Banks. He hesitates right there, and when he does on this short route to Chad Owens, it's just enough for Brandon Banks to get by him, and Masoli puts it right on the money. Little pump fake there to pull the 2nd-year cornerback up out of his coverage.
Fritz Stubler's defense is known for keeping everything in front of him, and that hasn't been the case here tonight in the debut of his new defense in Toronto.
Nice response for Jeremiah Masoli. Jeremiah Masoli played major college football. I mean, he finished at Ole Miss, but played at Oregon. In fact, led them to a Rose Bowl. Pac-10. I mean, that's as big as it gets south of the border.
That or not. Good to see them here. And there is Chad Owens, who once wore double blue, but in black and gold with a big catch to get the Ticats out of the shadows of their own goalposts.
Yeah, and just watching Jeremiah Masoli, he just doesn't seem to think anything phases him, because now he's throwing from his own end zone. And after the nice special teams tackle, the Argos defense, you know, are excited to be out there, and that just bought him a lot of space.
19 for Owens and a 1st down. Ticat 25. Here comes pressure. Masoli got away. Corey Greenwood in pursuit. And the ball is caught. And Luke Tasker with the catch, as Masoli shows you his escapability.
You know, and what I've seen since watching him from last year, even the big game he had in the playoff game in the East Final, He's running with his eyes up more, which is another sign of maturity. And of course, both he and Jeff Matthews knew going into training camp that they were going to be the guys for the first month of the season, maybe longer. So maybe that just settled him in, but he's playing like a veteran right now.
Back up to Henry Burris a few years back and then fell to number 4 on the depth chart. Dressed for only 6 games last year in the regular season. Has Tasker again back-to-back catches for Luke. He's played in Hamilton a first down.
He's played in the big games, Chris. I mean, he's played Pac-10 football in the States. He's played for Oregon, finished at Ole Miss, as I mentioned. Now with the help and tutelage of Kent Austin, who's played the position not only college level in the States, but also here in the Canadian Football League with great success. Masoli has shown a tremendous step in maturity.
Drive late in the third quarter. Gave the Ticats a cushion. Now trying to put a drive together in the fourth to put this one away. Fantus catching a lunge, and boy, even in BMO Field with all these Argo fans, you could hear the Fantus chants.
Well, he went up and got that one.
A chance to get a leg up on the head-to-head battle. Masoli to the sidelines, and he's got Banks again.
Well, you know, unless Masoli makes a mistake here and turns the ball over, this is a money drive already. It started with him dropping into his own end zone on first down to make that good throw to Chad Owens get out of their own end zone. Now Kent Austin's watching midfield. Even if they have to punt here, they're out of trouble. I mean, it's a money drive by Masoli, no matter how you shake it down, unless he turns it over.
Swept the Argos last year. 3 in the regular season. 1 more in the Eastern Semi. Second down, and another completion for Tasker to keep this drive moving.
Now Rich Stubler's playing sort of Rich Stubler defense, which is to allow sort of these under throws. Problem is they got to play with a little more sense of urgency and gamble now as we get closer to the end. He's supportive of it.
Back to action, and Masoli with the out has Chad Owens again in front of Josh Mitchell.
And you know, the Argos did it right. They made sure they took care of getting the fire department involved, the police involved, Mothers Against Drunk Driving involved. I mean, everyone wants to just have a good time, do it responsibly, and John Tory's all for it. In fact, said it's a rite of passage for football fans to tailgate.
Chad Owens has 5 catches on the night, 37 yards, and a 2nd and 5 for Hamilton. Masoli has good protection again, and once again, Andy Fantus, payoff catch.
Argo fans getting a little restless, though, because they're watching this bend, don't break defense bending way too much. And this juncture of the football game and being down by 12, they've got to get aggressive, take some chances, blitz Jeremiah Masoli, try and rattle him a little bit. Right now, he's just playing like it's practice.
So 8 consecutive completions on this drive after driving the field on the final possession of the third quarter, and now looks for Owens, end zone, touchdown, Chad Owens. And that might be as sweet a touchdown as he's ever caught. Since Pinball Clements, not sure there was ever a more popular Argo. And now he's a very popular Hamilton Ticat.
Well, you know, I tell you what, he was obviously, and I know that there were questions as to whether or not Jeremiah Masoli, I mean, I remember even Milt Stegall in the pregame show saying he's got to have a perfect game. He's got to have the best game of his career.
And he did.
You know, he pretty much did. I mean, the numbers are outstanding. No interceptions. And I think he left some out there. He's got room to even grow further. If you're a Hamilton Tiger Cat fan, you're pretty excited about what you just saw from Jeremiah Masoli tonight.